Hello everyone, this is Claudia Henderson with Crafting with a View, and welcome to my mini-series about tools, gadgets, you name it. Today I thought we have a quick look at the two different mats we have in the catalog. So on one end, page 79 in the core catalog is our all-purpose mat, which is this brown one here. And then on page 70 is the VersaMat. That is this 12 by 12 mat. So what's the difference between the two and what can you use them for? Let's start with the brown one. So this all-purpose mat, as the name pretty much says, can be used for pretty much all purposes. So if you were doing a lot of adhering, assembling, and you hate to get adhesive on things like paper, I used to use old desk pads often, and then you get adhesive on there and everything is sticky. Well, not so much with this mat. These mats are really great because whatever you get on here adhesive wise, and I hope you can see this, there's a strip. All you have to do is take your finger and rub it off, and it comes off in this little ball at one point in time. So this is how easy things come off here when you get adhesive on there. The same would be with liquid adhesive. Liquid adhesive, you just want to let it dry. If you don't have a wet, I would use a baby wipe or a little bit wet paper towel to clean it up if it's still liquid. Otherwise, let the liquid adhesive dry, and then you can do the same thing, just rub it off. The other thing you can do with this mat is, let's say you're stamping and you're stamping off the sides. You don't have to worry about this. If you get ink on here, let me grab a darker color so you can see actually. So if you get ink on here, you can see the blue, dark blue one. There are multiple things you can do with it. So if you're someone who likes to do your own background colors, all you have to do is put your ink down, put a little bit water on it, take a piece of paper. This is not watercolor paper, but just to show you what you could do. Peel it off, and you can do some really cool backgrounds or paper colors on paper. And if you're done with everything, all you have to do is take a wet wipe and wipe it off. And ta-da, it's all gone. And this is with pretty much all mediums. So if you use the Spectrum Noir markers we have in the catalog and you work with alcohol, same thing. If you do dry embossing, if you do embossing, not dry embossing, embossing with embossing powder up to 240 degrees Fahrenheit, it is heat resistant. So this is the perfect mat. The only thing you want to make sure is try not to bend the edges over and, you know, crease it, because you will keep that crease. It will bend, it will crease. If you not use it, or you want to remove it from your desk, best thing is roll it up, put a little rubber band around it, and put it somewhere where you can't flatten it or anything. The second thing to remember, and that is very important, do not use any sharp material, any pointy, like your X-Acto knife or scissors on this mat, because this will cut. So if I would use my scissors, and let's say I would just score something, if it goes through the paper, it will go through the mat as well. These pointy ends, if you hit the mat with it, likelihood is you poke holes in them. So try to avoid that and not use it for that. If you buy the one that Close to My Heart offers, which is a little bit smaller than the one that I have here on the table, this mat is 20 by 15. It's a nice size to cover your workspace. It comes with the Close to My Heart logo attached to it, but the logo is on the back side. So when you unroll your mat, there is a sticky side which includes the Close to My Heart logo. This side has to go down on your desk. The side that shows up where you work on has no logo on it. So if you get this mat home, make sure that the logo faces down, the sticky side faces down, and then this part is free for you to work on. The other mat we have is this pretty 12 by 12 VersaMat. And the VersaMat has multiple purposes too. One is you can cut on this one. So if you use your X-Acto knife because you have to hand cut something and you need a harder surface, you can do this without a problem. That's the self-healing part of the mat. It also has on the back side a nice squishy area. So if you love to stem and you know that our clear stems always come with this pouch that you're supposed to put underneath, put your paper on top, and then you stamp, simply because you need the cushioning to get a really nice crisp image. This is something I will explain in another video, but if you don't want to fuzz with this and pull this all the way out, just flip your mat over, and this is the perfect place to do stamping on it. This is also very great if you go on crops a lot. Sometimes the table surfaces that they have little bumps in them, and the unevenness, if you want to stamp something really delicate, sometimes it doesn't show because there is too much you know, surface that is too rough underneath. If you put this mat down, no problem, you can stamp anything. So another great way using this VersaMat. And then the last thing you can do with this, let me grab some paper. Let's say you're trying to figure out how to make sure that your photos are square on your page. So like I said, this is a 12 by 12, so a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock will easily fit on here. And then let's say, oh, we have this nice little flag that we want to put on there, but this one is only 10.5. So let's say you want this to be like 2 inches from the bottom, and you want to put it flat on the left side. Well, you can do this easily. There's 1, there's 2, so you're 2 inches. Here's another 2, so this tip should point towards this direction, and you know you're nice and even with that one. Same as with your photos. Let's say you want to line up your photos, and well, this one is a big one. Let's move this down to 1 inch. Again, lines up. So this photo is 5 by 7, so it's 7, and we have like 8 left here, so half an inch. So let's put this picture 1 inch from the side, half an inch from the bottom. There's my half inch, and then also half an inch down here. So perfect. Now the second picture, let's try that too. We want to put this 1 inch away from this side, and then we want it to be the same level or height than the big one is, so half down here, and then you just line it up, and voila, your pictures are done. Also, if you want to put this in the middle, you can space it out and say, okay, 3/4 on each side, and 1, so we have a 3/4, and there's 3/4 from this side, and it's 1 inch above the bottom. So this is a perfect tool to line up your papers. Here's another paper. Let's put this just on top, and let's say, well, this is as wide as the, so it's 12 inches wide, but let's say you want this to be like 2 inches from the top. So 2 inches from the top, 2 inches from the top. Just make sure each side lines up with a 10 in this case, and we're good to go. And then you can place your other pieces there same way. So this is the perfect tool to line up things or look where you want to place them without having to pull out a ruler and trying to measure everything. If you like this paper, this is from the Happiness Lives Here paper pack, and actually this belongs to the workshop, and I will show you this in a different video. So keep watching. Well, and that's pretty much all that is to say about those two mats. Is this one you can cut on, this one no cutting and no bending. That's pretty much all. This is awesome to do watercolor backgrounds, where you just splash your water on here, spritz water, put your watercolor paper on top, pull it back up, clean the mess up, and it's really easy. So if you haven't tried these, I'm sure many of you have those, but these are really great. I actually have two of those, so I can put them side by side when I do double page layouts to just measure things easier, and it is really a big help. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Give me a thumbs up on the bottom, and if you have any questions about the materials or the gadgets or anything I show, just leave a comment down here, and I will answer it. All right, thanks so much, and see you soon. Bye bye.